All right, here we go. Giancarlo and the rookie Nathan Alul on the front row. Max Gunther, Simon Zierk on the second. Harry Volsmir, Adam Barker have the third row. Andrew Lau and Yannick Gunther on the fourth row. Mike Dolling and Rudolph Gunther round out your top 10. Byron Debelow and Dylan Steinbach start 11th and 12th. Mike Marshall in 13th. Callie Evian in 14th. Brian Hewitt starting in 15th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 16th. Richie Joplin starting in 17th. And Ryan McDaniel rounds out the 18-car field here at Sebring. Definitely be keeping an eye on that number 38 Porsche this morning in his rookie outing. Does he have anything for the Ford driven by Giancarlo? Looks like everybody has made the grid. The field about to start rolling here at Sebring. Pace cars rolling. We'll take him through the final turn. Coming out of Sunset Bend, the Porsche pace car hits pit road. They fire green flag in the air. They are headed off toward turn one. And already 3 wide up toward the front. Oh, some chaos. Mike Dolling just yeeted it through the field in turn one. It looked like his brakes may have gone out. Andrew Lau is collected. Mike Dolling is collected. Both drivers have towed the pit road. Brian Hewitt, Callie Evian, Simon Zierk all having problems. Harry Volsmir also involved. Brian Hewitt has now towed the pit road. We'll take a look at all the lap 1 incidents in a few moments. What a rough start for some of these drivers. A few, however, definitely big benefits. Ryan McDaniel makes it through the chaos. Ryan now into the top 10. Mike Marshall also making it through the chaos, up 4 spots into 9th and closing in on Richie Joplin. Richie made it through, up 9 spots, now into 8th. And the rookie, Nathan Alul, still staying within a half a second of Giancarlo for the moment. Max Gunther, Yannick Gunther, 3rd and 4th. Rudolph Gunther back in 6th. Richie Joplin tried to make an attack into Sunset. The Ferrari of Byron Debelow just pulls away. And Giancarlo leads lap 1. Let's see what happened at the start. Looks like he either missed his braking point or just didn't get enough. Slides it hard into the outside wall. Andrew Lau. Oh, Andrew bumping into Adam Barker through one. Andrew goes around and gets hit again. There's Adam. Oh, looked like Adam came in just a little bit. Simon Ziert got collected. Harry Volsmere may have made it through without damage. Harry manages to get wide, no, just barely clips and gets hit. Wow, multiple cars involved, and Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel scoots through. Brian Hewitt also got caught up at the back. Oh, spinning Lambo, nowhere to go. Giancarlo just set the fastest lap, has a 1 second lead at the moment. Several drivers having gone to pit road. Mike Dolling, Brian Hewitt, Andrew Lau, all in that first incident. Adam Barker has had another problem. Let's take a look. Adam just getting loose. He was saying this morning that Audi had more rear grip, but it does appear it is giving him issues. Rudolph Gunther, the patriarch of Team Gunther. Oh, goes through Sunset, swings wide into Steinbach. Steinbach on the outside in the Lambo. Can't recover it, and a hard hit into the wall. Ryan McDaniel also had a problem. Ryan headed off into the back straightaway, just gets too much of the rumble strip and goes around. Giancarlo still out front, but only by 3/4 of a second. Nathan Alul staying with him. Max Gunther in third, trying to reel them both back in. Yannick in fourth, and Byron Demelo back in fifth. Callie Evian has had a problem. Same problem we saw with Ryan a moment ago. He was already loose, catches the rumble strips through the S's and goes around. A rough start, but he manages to recover quickly. Rough lap one here at Sebring. Richie Joplin, though, the biggest winner so far, up 10 spots into 7th. But Mike Marshall has been on the attack since the drop of the green. The Conliff Racing Ferrari now up into 6th place. Trying to close that 4-second gap on Byron Demelo. Mike making it through the early chaos here today. Swings by the lap Ferrari of Ryan McDaniel. Remember that Ferrari does have a lot of straight line speed. But the Ferrari of Byron just 3.7 seconds ahead. Mike is closing it down as Nicole Creasel and Brian Hewitt have both had an issue. There's Nicole. Oh, she just gets off in the grass right before the chicane. Then Brian Hewitt has an issue a moment later. Oh, he clips the grass as well. Different part of the track, but same result. And Ryan McDaniel also having a problem through Sunset. Just goes a little wide. There may have been something wrong from the earlier incidents. Giancarlo definitely getting a run for his money here this morning. Nathan staying right in his tire tracks. Max Gunther able to close up just a little bit. Now 1.4 seconds back. Yannick back in fourth. Byron in fifth. Mike Marshall in sixth. Continues to try and reel in Byron. It does look like Mike is able to close in for a couple of laps, but has lost a little bit of ground. Simon Zierk still in seventh. Richie Joplin now in eighth. Still up 9 spots from where he started. Richie just avoiding the early chaos. Has made up a lot of ground here. Before the race, he said he can't drive this morning. I'd say he's doing pretty well. Adam Barker back in ninth. After being involved in that lap 1 incident, you see still damage on the car. Harry Volsmeer in 10th, also involved in that lap 1 incident. Harry is closing the gap just a little bit on Barker. Ryan McDaniel is back out on track, as is Brian Hewitt. Nicole Creasel on her way back out. Dylan Steinbach still on pit road. Harry has had a problem. Through the S's, out of turn 2, just too much power coming out. Goes around, drifts it into the grass, quickly recovers. A rough morning for Harry. Giancarlo starting to open up a little ground on the rookie Nathan Alul. Now 2.4 seconds. Max Gunther is closed up on second now. Yannick back in fourth, not gaining any ground at the moment. Simon Zierk now up into sixth, has managed to get by Mike Marshall in seventh. Mike still trying to keep Richie Joplin in the rear view mirror. Don't forget to check out conlift-racing.com. Find out all about that Conlift Racing team led by Mike Marshall. Brian Hewitt has had a problem. Headed off towards Sunset. Oh, gets loose on entry, hard to the inside wall, then the outside wall. Gets the car recovered and keeps going. Max Gunther staying right on the rookie's bumper. Rudolph Gunther involved in that early incident, back to 12th, trying to reel in Callie Evian and Harry Volsmere. Only 2 of the 3 Team Gunther cars in the top 10 at the moment. Richie Joplin still in the tire tracks of Mike Marshall. Oh, Richie goes for a big slide. That Porsche just did a major drift through turn 1. Quickly recovers the car and keeps going, but that is a common sight to see in turn 1 at Sebring. Mike Marshall now has a lot of breathing room, can try and focus on the BMW of Simon Zierk just ahead. Simon Zierk is closing in on Byron Debelow. Oh, Zierk had a big run, slowed down a little bit by the lap car of Ryan McDaniel. And Brian Hewitt has had problems. Into Sunset once again, tries the corner wide. Nope, this is the incident from before. And then here's the incident a moment ago, same turn. Drifts it all the way through and then gets the outside wall, goes for a spin. Turn 1 and Sunset are claiming a lot of victims this morning. Brian did end up going to pit road. I suspect during the warm-up we are going to see a lot of adjustments to a lot of cars. The track temperature is actually coming down. It's cooler than what they practiced in, so they should have a little bit more grip as Simon is on the attack. Oh, Simon takes it through the chicane, an unlikely pass. Track temperature has been coming down all morning long. And it looks like Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel has had a problem. Looks like Nicole headed off into turn 2. How many times have we seen that this morning? The back end just slides out. She did manage to recover and keep the car going. Giancarlo still has a big lead out front. Simon Zierk in 5th, trying to pull a gap on Byron Debelo. Giancarlo's lead now 2.6 seconds. But Nathan has another problem. Max Gunther has caught him. Nathan Alul in his first race with NSS, putting on quite a show, sitting in 2nd. And for the moment, holding off Max Gunther. Yannick Gunther back in 4th. Simon Zierk in 5th. Byron Debelo in 6th. Mike Marshall in 7th, trying to close that gap down. Adam Barker has made it back to 8th, and Harry Volsmeer back in 10th. But down the back straightaway one last time for Giancarlo. And into sunset one last time for Giancarlo. Out of sunset down the front straightaway, Giancarlo wins again. And of course, the standard celebration. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Max. Max, you survived turn 1 and made it home in 3rd place.
Yeah, it was great. Turn 1 was a bit messy, I think. I still don't know what happened behind me, but yeah, Nathan is really fast, and Giancarlo, well, Giancarlo is Giancarlo. So I'm happy with the 3rd place.
Man, it was a great run, and yeah, you 3 managing to stay out front from all the chaos behind. Definitely kept you in the fight the whole time.
Yeah, it was a great race. A bit boring, I guess, in the end, but it was good.
And your brother has parked his car at the exit of turn 1 on its side.
Yeah, but he threw me in the fence first, so.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense. Well, man, great job. Another podium finish, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
The rookie Nathan Alul coming home in 2nd. Nathan, your rookie race with the league, you come home in 2nd. You got to be very proud of that race. Hey, Nathan, you got me? All right, we'll try and get a word here with Nathan in a little bit, but let's talk to our winner, Giancarlo. Giancarlo, you pull off the win once again.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm looking at all the chaos in lap 1, but it seemed to, I just got into a groove and stuck with it.
It does seem to have paid off. You managed to keep the car pointed and pretty flat the whole time. Saw most of the drivers at least do a little drift throughout the race.
I had a few moments coming out of like turn 4 in the hairpin, but yeah, for the most part, I tried to keep it as consistent and on the black stuff as possible.
It does look like the track temperature has skyrocketed going into. Oh, I stand corrected. The track temperature is dropping. Look at the wrong number. So is that going to make a big difference in the way you race race 2?
Probably a little bit. I think it just makes things a little nicer given it's a longer race. I honestly have no idea what the tire, if there's a strategy of changing tires or not, but we shall see.
Well, good luck. Another win likely going to bump you up quite a few spots in the points this morning as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, Doug.
All right, good luck, buddy. Giancarlo winning again. Unfortunately, he is winning in a Ford. Oy. So the drivers get a short warm-up here, and I stand corrected. The track temperature has come down further. In practice, the drivers did have an 84-degree track temperature. It is now down to 78 degrees and continues to drop, likely to be cooler once they get into the final race, but there is potential in that final race to be under the lights here. Does look like the sun is starting to go down a bit. So the driver's likely going to have to do a little bit of racing in the dark. That does add another element to the race the drivers have to consider. As always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for as more drivers coming out for warm-up. Simon Zierk on his way out. Nathan Alul on his way out. Ryan McDaniel, as we saw, already out on track. Likely some adjustments being made to quite a few of the cars. As we saw a lot of cars having trouble coming out of the turn and having grip on corner entry. And with the top 7 inverted, turn 1 could get even more interesting this time. Simon Zierk marched his way through the field in the early going. That BMW appears to be extraordinarily good here at Sebring this morning. Byron Devereaux also sitting on pit road, but 20 seconds left to go in warm up. Likely not going to make it out on track as everybody gets ready to go racing for race number 2. Remember, race 2 is a longer race, will require a pit stop. All right, here we go. Race number 2, and Mike Marshall on the pole next to Byron Debelow. Simon Zierk, Yannick Gunther on the second row. Max Gunther, Nathan Alul on the third row. Giancarlo after winning. Starting in 7th, Adam Barker in 8th. Richie Joplin 9th. Harry Volsmir rounding out the top 10. Callie Evian in 11th next to Rudolph Gunther in 12th. Andrew Lau in 13th. Mike Dolling 14th. Brian Hewitt 15th. Ryan McDaniel in 16th. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel starts in 17th. Dylan Steinbach back in 18th. Richie, you did have a very good save, buddy. Everybody lined up on the grid, ready to go. Track temperature is down now to 77 degrees. A little more grip, a little more power. Porsche pace car is in. Mike Marshall in control. Green is in the air. They are away at Sebring. Down into turn 1. Will we see chaos this time? No, everybody makes it through. Mike Marshall taking advantage of starting out front, trying to break away. Byron Debelow in 2nd. Simon Zierk in 3rd. The top 3 single file, and a lot of cars end up going through the grass there. Brian Hewitt has had a problem back behind. Harry Volsmir on the attack. The 2 Audis. Adam Barker right next to him. Harry just could not complete it through there. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Giancarlo trying to make his way forward. Nathan Alul just ahead. The rookie looking fast this morning. Mike Marshall continuing to lead here. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. Whoa! Byron Debelow almost got the grass. And a 3-wide battle for 2nd place into sunset. Simon clears into 2nd place. Byron looks back underneath. Simon had the advantage on exit, managing to clear. And Mike Marshall leads lap 1. Let's take a look at the lap 1 incidents. There's Richie Joplin, big checkup. And oh, a little bumping from the Audi. Richie goes to the outside wall. Dylan Steinbach also had a problem coming through here. Oh, I believe that's Brian Hewitt just pushes out, gets into Steinbach. Yep, indeed, Brian Hewitt going through the turn just pushes out a little too much. Nicole managing to sneak by. And Ryan McDaniel also having problems on lap 1. Whoa, Dylan comes up behind him. Was there contact? looking down from the blimp. It does look like there was some contact between Dylan and Ryan. It sends Ryan into the wall, and he has to tow. A rough start for race 2. As we've got a battle for the lead for the first time, Simon Zierk goes to the front. Marshall trying to shoot back to the inside into one, can't get there, and the Porsche of Max Gunther is on Marshall's bumper. But Yannick Gunther tried to fight to the outside, couldn't get it. Mike Marshall holds on to third. Nathan Alul, the rookie, currently up into 5th. Giancarlo so far has not made up any ground. Giancarlo all over the back bumper of Byron Devereaux. Byron, a rough start to this one. Started in 2nd, has already drifted back to 6th. And it looks like Giancarlo has a little bit of damage to the spoiler. Did he get smacked? Meanwhile, Simon Zierk out front. Max Gunther at 2nd. Yannick now to 3rd. Alul to 4th. Mike Marshall has drifted back into 5th. Lights are starting to come on the cars as it gets a little darker. And of course, darker means cooler. Track temp currently 77, air temp currently 75. That is likely to change as Nathan Alul is on the move to the inside of Yannick. Through sunset, Alul moves to 3rd. Simon trying to open up a gap in the lead. Max Gunther not letting him get very far. Yeah, Kevin, it was definitely a rough one. Andrew Lau on the move. The lone Lambo up 5 spots into 8. Rudolph Gunther. Rudolph battling with Mike Dolly. Oh, they both go off track. That was the battle for 9th place. Rudolph's going to hold on to it. Mike Dolly still in 10th. Callie Evian now in 11th. Harry Volsmere in 12th. Harry definitely having a rough morning. We know how fast that car is. Simon still holding the lead. Max on his bumper in 2nd. Alul trying to close that gap in 3rd. Mike Dolling and Rudolph Gunther went off track a moment ago. Was it another battle for position? Side by side, looks like the same as before. And Rudolph Gunther maintains the position for the moment. But Rudolph has lost some positions. He has had a problem. They battle once again into sunset. Oh, Rudolph just gets loose trying to make the move. Quickly gets it going again, but man, a heartbreak. Nathan Alul in third, just set the fastest lap so far. Yannick Gunther in fourth, Giancarlo now up to fifth. Can Alul get to the front and pull away before Giancarlo catches up? Mike Marshall back in sixth, under attack. Andrew Lau, Byron Devereaux, Mike Dolling, all closing in. And Alul sets the fastest lap again as he closes in on the top two. A lot of drivers testing the track limits here today, looking for any advantage. Top two still nose to tail. That Porsche definitely has problems with straight line speed, but staying in the slipstream of the BMW is definitely helping. Andrew Lau has made the move into sixth, past Mike Marshall. Byron Devereaux closing back in, as well as Mike Dolling. Adam Barker, another one struggling here this morning. He is back in 15th after starting in 8th. The Audis just do not seem to have any speed this morning. Harry holding on to 11th for the moment, but Rudolph Gunther is closing back in on his Audi. Here we go, Max Gunther on the attack, looks to the inside, into 2. Side by side, through the S's and out, back onto the straightaway. The BMW takes advantage and pulls back ahead, but that did allow Nathan Alul to close the gap. Alul now right on the leader's bumpers. Giancarlo in 4th, battling with Yannick. 3.4 seconds back at the moment. Andrew Lau in 6th, and the lone Lambo starting to close in. Byron Debolo has had a problem, as has Mike Dolling. There's Mike setting up on Byron. Oh, looks like Byron pushed out. Dolling sets up to the outside as they come through the right. Oh, Byron does push out. Pushes Dolling off track. Mike Marshall slipping by. Oh, one of the Gunthers back behind having a problem, as Nathan Alul has taken the lead for the first time today. There's Alul as he goes for the lead. Max and Simon sideways, they both spin. Alul slips by and takes the lead. Turn 1, we've seen a lot of sliding, a lot of bumping, that little bit of contact sends them both around. They both keep damage minimal. Nathan Alul, the rookie here today, finished second in race 1, now leading race number 2 by 3.7 seconds over Giancarlo. Simon Zierk sits in 3rd, Yannick in 4th, Lau currently in 5th. Mike Dolling now up to 6th place. Mike Marshall still holds on to 7. Max Gunther drifts all the way back to 8th place. Harry Volsmir has started moving forward again. He is up to 9th, and Rudolf Gunther back in the top 10. Nathan Alul definitely came to play this morning. The rookie has been in contention all morning long, but can he keep that Porsche out front? He is pulling away from Giancarlo at the moment. Brian Hewitt has had a problem and towed to pit road. Hewitt headed for turn 1. Oh, he just stopped. Might have been something wrong. Simon Zierk, after that incident, losing the lead, still holds 3rd. trying to close back up on second place, Giancarlo. Yannick Gunther not far behind. And Andrew Lau trying to close the gap as well in the Lambo. Mike Dalling up 8 spots now into 6th place. Max Gunther back in 7th. Mike Marshall back in 8th as Harry Volsmir closing in. Rudolph Gunther back in 10th. All 3 members of Team Gunther back in the top 10. I do not believe we have ever had a rookie win in NSS. If Nathan can pull it off, it would be a first, as it looks like Harry Volsmir may have had an incident. Harry headed down, trying to make them. Oh, he just overshoots his braking point, trying to pass Mike Marshall, and ends up losing a lot of ground. Andrew Lau in 5th is starting to close in on Yannick Gunther and Simon Zier. Nathan Alul continues to grow his lead, 4.6 seconds over Giancarlo. Harry Volsmir, after that incident, slipping back into 10th. Mike Marshall still holding on in the top 10, currently runs in 8th. And you see the lights coming on the track. This track does have some lighting, but it is not lit all the way around. And as the sun goes down, the drivers will have to rely on their headlights. Fortunately, the cooler track may be a saving grace here. A little back into Richie Joplin has had a problem and has gone to pit road. Oh, Richie gets a little bit of the grass, then a little bit more, overshoots. Ouch. Hard hit into the tire barrier for Richie Joplin. Richie was having a good run in race 2. Race 1 definitely did not go his way. Giancarlo in second, just set his fastest lap of the day, and is still unable to close the gap on Nathan Alul. It is currently 4.5 seconds. Simon Zierk in third, not getting any closer either. In fact, the only driver gaining ground in the top 5 right now, Andrew Lau. That Lambo is definitely on maximum attack this morning. Mike Dolling is back in 6th. Mike Marshall in 7th. No, Max Gunther in 7th. Mike Marshall in 8th. Sorry, folks, I did not get much sleep last night. Harry Volsmeer is the first driver to pit road. Richie, it happens. Harry Volsmeer in for his stop here. Does not look like Harry is going to take tires, fuel only. As much sliding as we have seen out of some of these cars, I am surprised to see no tires on that stop. Nicole Kriesel has had a problem and towed to pit road. Oh, she just misses that turn through the S's. It launches off the rumble strips and hard into the wall. Did she get the grass or any? No, she just misses her braking point and hard hit. The leader is on pit road. Nathan Alul is in. And the leader is taking tires. That could spell disaster for the rest of the field. Max Gunther, Callie Evian also on pit road. Giancarlo back out front for the moment. Simon Zierk now to second, Yannick Gunther in third, Andrew Lau in fourth, Mike Dolling in fifth as we cycle through pit stops. Max Gunther has completed his, Callie Evian also out. Nathan Alul now off pit road is in eighth. He was the first driver to take tires on his stop. Simon Zierk has given up second. He is in. Yannick now into second. Lau into third. Giancarlo still holding on to the lead. Andrew Lau has been battling forward all morning long, now in third. Mike Dolling now to fourth. Andrew Lau setting his fastest lap on old tires. Track temp still holding at 77. Air temperature is a little lower at 74, so the engine's running just a little bit better. Giancarlo out front. Will this be his lap to stop? Rudolf Gunther has completed his pit stop. Simon Zierk has completed his. Nicole Kriesel is back out on track. Giancarlo coming through Sunset. Will he hit pit road? Not likely. No, he stays out. Yannick Gunther is coming in. Andrew Lau is coming in. Mike Dolling stays out. Several different tire strategies and fuel strategies playing out here. Mike Marshall is headed in. Hey, good morning, cowboy. Nathan Alul is now back up into third place under the cycle of pit stops. He is closing in on Mike Dolling. Giancarlo is taking advantage of the clean air at the moment. However, looking at pit stop times, Giancarlo is going to have a very quick one. And here he comes. The leader is in. Can Nathan Alul get past? Well, Mike Dolling still needs to pit as well. Can Nathan Alul reclaim the lead here? And Dolling is in. Now it is all up to Alul as he comes down the back straightaway. Alul coming through Sunset. Giancarlo is headed off pit road. This is going to be close. And Giancarlo has the lead. Nathan Alul now to second, 2.7 seconds back and closing. Simon Zierk now to third. Yannick in fourth, Andrew Lau in fifth. Pit stops now complete. The drivers just run to the end. Adam Barker has made his way up to 6th. Mike Dolling in 7th. Max Gunther in 8th. Harry Volsmir in 9th. Rudolph Gunther in 10th. Mike Marshall stayed out front for quite a while after starting on the pole. Holy cow! Byron Devereaux really wants past Marshall. Marshall was able to hold on to the lead for several laps. And Devereaux is attacking everywhere. Devereaux backing off for the moment. You saw he was just going on attack everywhere. Speaking of attack, Nathan Alul still trying to close more of the gap on Giancarlo. The difference now 2.6 seconds as Adam Barker is in. He had pitted on lap 2 after the early incidents, but is now back in for his fuel stop. Adam came into this morning second in points, but has had a difficult morning here at Sebring. Meanwhile, Giancarlo back on top. Won race number 1. If he can pull off race number 2, will be his third sweep of the season. Nathan Alul unable to gain any ground, at least at the moment. About 2.9 seconds back. The Ford just has the straightaway speed, and Sebring has a lot of straightaways. Simon Zierk back in third, Yannick in fourth, Lau in fifth. Rudolph Gunther back in ninth. Rudolph was fourth in points coming into the morning, just ahead of Giancarlo. Giancarlo likely to overtake into fourth, and even with Lau having great races this morning, Nathan Alul just set the fastest lap of the race. He is still on the attack, trying to close that gap. Giancarlo set his fastest lap. It was 1/10 of a second slower than Alul. Alul may be the only Porsche out here that has some straight line speed. But he has got to have the downforce turned way down. Nathan Alul back in second, continuing to try and close the gap. Giancarlo missed Watkins Glen and Road Atlanta this season, or he likely would be at the top of the points. Yannick Gunther, the current points leader, is back in fourth. If Yannick Gunther wins the title this year, his nickname would have to officially change. Andrew Lau, third in points, right on Yannick's bumper. The Lambo does seem to have more straight lines. Oh! But not the rear grip. Lau goes off track. Quickly recovers the car, but lost a lot of ground on Yannick. Now Giancarlo set the fastest lap last time by, but only by 3/100ths of a second. Still, he has stretched his lead now to 4.3 seconds over Alul. Simon Zierk in third, Yannick in fourth. Lau still has fifth. Has a pretty big gap on Max, 7.7 seconds. Mike Dolling in seventh, Harry Volsmir in eighth. Rudolph Gunther in ninth, Byron Debelow in 10th. Debelow obviously finding a way finally past Mike Marshall. He had been attacking Marshall for several laps. Adam Barker, after his stop back in 12th, trying to close the gap on everybody ahead. Callie Evian back in 13th. And Giancarlo starting to extend that lead, now 4.8 seconds. Nicole Kriesel has had a problem and gone to pit road. Oh, something has happened to that car. She does not have headlights. And slams it into the outside wall. Definitely not a track you want to drive at night without headlights. This track is fast and fun, but there are a few very technical spots, and without headlights, those could be fatal, as we just saw. Alul still in second, still has a big gap on Simon Zierk in third, Yannick back in fourth, Lau in fifth. Max Gunther in sixth is starting to close the gap on Lau. It's now down to 5 1/4. Mike Dolling back in seventh. Harry up to eighth now. Rudolph Gunther in ninth and Byron Debelow in 10th. Mike Marshall in 11th has Adam Barker closing in 12th. Callie Evian in 13th. Nicole Kriesel on pit road in 14th. Richie Joplin, Brian Hewitt, Dylan Steinbach, Ryan McDaniel, all out of the race. Byron Devereaux now back into the top 10. Mike Marshall in 11th. Adam Barker right on his bumper in 12th. Evian back in 13th. Giancarlo continues to lead. His lead holding at 4.6 seconds at the moment. Nathan Alul, though, has given him quite a run for his money this morning. Simon Zierk, another great run in third. Yannick now up into fourth, and Lau in fifth. At the moment, the top five look like their positions. There is enough separation, likely to not see any changes in the top five. Max Gunther, though, may make that not true. He is only 3 seconds behind Lau and closing. Lau up 8 spots into 5th, but maybe about to lose one of those. Max Gunther definitely on full send. Giancarlo onto the back straightaway, may see the white flag this time. Nathan Alul now 6 seconds back in second place. It looked early on like Alul may pull off the win here. However, it is going to take something dramatic. No white flag yet. Giancarlo likely to not hit any lap traffic. He is going to have clear track to the end. But Nathan Alul likely does not have an answer for Giancarlo's speed. Simon unable to close in. Yannick currently holds 4th. Lau in 5th, but for how much longer? Max Gunther 1 1/4 seconds back. He has run him down. Remember, not that long ago, Max was over 7 seconds back. After they completed pit stops, almost 8 seconds behind, he has run him down in a handful of laps. Lau is definitely closely watching his mirror here. Lau has a bit of an advantage on the straightaways, but Max doesn't seem to be aware of that, and he has caught him. He'll now be in his slipstream for the straightaway. Max is on the attack at Sunset. He looks to the inside, can't get it done yet. Out of Sunset though, can he? White flag is in the air. He's got one more lap to do it. Lau definitely defending that inside line. He's not going to make it easy. The battle is definitely on for fifth. Can that Lambo hold off the Porsche? Lau is going to have to protect the inside as he does down the straightaway. Max to the outside. Max trying to use some of the momentum by the different entry. Whoa, Max may have it here. Not quite yet. But by swinging wide, Max is carrying a little bit more momentum on corner exit. Meanwhile, for the final time through Sunset, Giancarlo has done it. He will sweep for the third time this season at Sebring. The rookie Nathan Alul coming home in second. Simon Zierk in third. Yannick in fourth. The question now is who will finish fifth. Lau's going to hold him off. Let's talk to our top three, starting with Simon. Simon, I have to say, there were points today I thought that BMW was the fastest car out there.
Yeah, one good race. BMW was really fast. If you look at the official races, nobody drives the BMW, so that was surprising. I think I could gain a few more positions, at least in the first race, but yeah, I was crashed out. But in general, it was a good result for the first race and the second race.
Well, man, another great Sunday. Congratulations. Great job, Simon.
Thank you, Doug.
Simon coming home in third. The rookie comes home second again. Hey, Nathan, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Oh.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you, man. Congratulations. Your first race with the group, and you come home second both times.
Thank you. It was a great race, and I couldn't match the pace of Giancarlo. He was really fast and consistent, but I don't know, with the strategy, I think I missed something here. I don't know. I took 4 tires, and maybe it was too much.
Well, I have to say, you had the fastest lap several laps in a row after your pit stop. You were definitely flying around here, but a great job coming home with a podium in your rookie race. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Nathan Alul coming home in second, and Giancarlo sweeps again at Sebring. You know, Giancarlo, I might just start having you do your own interviews. Maybe we'll just record them ahead of time and I can just play them.
That was a pretty fun race. I picked up some damage, so I had to deal with that on my own fault. But there was some good action throughout.
It did look like for a while Nathan was pulling away from you when he got out front. He was just kind of gone, and you didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just got pretty fortunate. I think he took 4 tires, so he lost some time in the pits, and that was really the only reason why I came out ahead of him. So definitely just kind of lucky to have gotten that position.
Well, another time that you pull off the sweep, your third sweep of the season, a great points morning too. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
Giancarlo gets his third sweep of the season. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to come back. 7:30 Eastern, BRR's final recruitment race here tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody.